Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube live stream. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. Hope everybody had, well, I guess it's not technically Good Friday, but you know what I mean. Hope everybody's having a good Friday, and a good week, may I add. Let me get some music playing here. Let me go into my settings real quick. I was trying to do this real fast and I accidentally threw my I was gonna extend it for another few more seconds, but I have to change a setting in here. So just give me 1 second here. Let's see. Yes. Okay. All right. So got some big news when it comes to OnePlus. Got a sneak peek when it comes to Samsung's new S26 Ultra. Got a release date. Oh yeah, I took a screenshot of the release date. Let me make sure I have the correct release date so I don't misspeak. Let's see here. When was it getting released? Okay, got the release date, and I'm going to be getting one. Always get the new Samsung flagship, always get the new Pixel flagship, and continually getting the OnePlus flagship, which we are about to talk about right now. And I think I still owe everybody a giveaway. So throughout the week of Christmas and I guess New Year's, we've done a few giveaways this week. I was going to do a giveaway every day this week. I think I still owe y'all one. So we'll do another giveaway today for Friday. And then what we're going to do moving forward is I'm going to go broke if I do giveaways every day. It's coming out of my pocket. But I don't mind doing giveaways. I'm trying to give back to you, the viewer. But I think moving forward, we'll probably just do one giveaway a week, right? Now, I don't know. Maybe I could get some help with your input on what day you think it should be. Should it be a Friday, right? Getting ready for the weekend? Maybe we'll do Friday. Why don't we do a giveaway today, and then every week moving forward, we'll just do every Friday, right? Just do that. Yeah. So we'll do giveaway today, and you can have your shot of, I guess, a Amazon gift card. I'm assuming most everybody is Amazon, or a Cash App. How about that? For our US. I just realized, well, I didn't just realize, but it didn't dawn on me until a month or two ago that Cash App is not even available outside the United States. I thought it was available for most people, but I guess not. So we'll do that moving forward. Now, to enter into the chat, this is not going to be a long live stream. I'm probably, what time is it? Probably 30 minutes or so. Just enter in the chat. You can say hi. You can say Happy New Year. You can say you're an idiot. I don't care. You could anything, and that'll enter you to win, right? So stick around. Not going to be that long, but I do wanted to get into a couple of things real quick. Let me pull up on my screen here what we got. Oh, that reminds me. Tomorrow, we're gonna do a case giveaway. OnePlus 15 case giveaway. I know I have a lot of new viewers that do have the OnePlus 15. I'm gonna return some cases because I think the only company that sent me cases or a case for the OnePlus 15 was Thinborn. I'm keeping that one. But I have 3 new cases coming in tomorrow, so we have more case reviews. However, I'm going to return a couple, but I'm going to give some away. So the ones that I think have garnered the most interest, I think it was the Poetic cases and maybe some of the Rinky cases. I think I'm going to give those away. So if you have a OnePlus 15, I have a live stream scheduled for tomorrow, I think around 4 p.m. And if you have a OnePlus 15, you can win a case, and I'll ship it to you for free. So we'll do that tomorrow. But let me jump into, and I'm trying to get rid of cases. So maybe tomorrow we'll do a case giveaway extravaganza. Maybe tomorrow I have some S25 Ultra cases. I have a lot more Pixel cases, and Where was... Hang on 1 second. I'll have to find it. I have something else to give away that I was gonna show y'all, but we'll do that later. Let's get into the OnePlus 16. Yes, OnePlus 16. I know the 15 just released, right? And they get us every year. They're very clever, right? Not just OnePlus, Samsung, Apple, Google has done this for years. They're very clever with how they market their device, sell their device, and set us up for future purchases, right? That's key. They want to get you in, they want to lock you into their product, and OnePlus looks to be doing the same. So we just got the OnePlus 15. It's a phenomenal device. It's my daily driver right now, and wow, is it a badass device. However, you did hear people, the number one complaint on the OnePlus 15, oh, the cameras aren't good, oh, the cameras suck, oh, all this stuff about the cameras. In actuality, the cameras are really good. Now, are they the absolute best cameras? No. I think Pixel still holds that crown. But the cameras are not as bad as everybody talks about, right? Well, OnePlus is setting you up to purchase a OnePlus 16 because they're about to squash all the debate when it comes to the cameras. Because we got word just, I think it was, what was it, a day ago. Let me share my screen here. That you're going to get a camera upgrade for the OnePlus 16. And you're going to get a huge camera upgrade for the OnePlus 16. Let me bring this to the stage. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. And why is my screen not sharing? There we go. So the OnePlus 16 is set to get a 200 megapixel sensor. Yes. So apparently this is the same sensor that the Oppo Find X9 Pro has. And or apparently, what does it say here? The Find N6 foldable. So the OnePlus 16 is getting a 200 megapixel camera, and it's not in this article. I'll link these articles down below, so if you're interested or want to reference these articles, you certainly can. But that's not the only upgrade. So they're also so next year's OnePlus 16 will have a 200 megapixel sensor. And I have some other upgrades that we're going to get into. But the two remaining 50 megapixels, because remember, this phone has 3 50 megapixel sensors on the back. So one's getting replaced by a 200 megapixel sensor next year. And the remaining two 50 megapixel sensors are going to be upgraded 50 megapixel sensors. So they're going to be the newest version, right? Because the 50 megapixel sensors they have on in there right now, I think they're like 3-year-old sensors. You're getting brand new 50 megapixel sensors next year, so those will be upgraded as well. So next year's OnePlus 16, if you like this OnePlus 15, they're drawing you in to buy another one, right? Make no mistake about it. But I'm used to it by now. When I saw this report, I was like, of course they're going to do that, right? Like, why didn't I think of that before? So they hit you with the new look. The new look looks beautiful on the OnePlus 15. Looks good in your hand, feels good in the hand. And you're like, wow, this is a really, really, really good phone. The cameras are pretty good. But next year, I'm assuming they're going to have the same look, right? probably going to stay. I guarantee you they're probably going to stick with this look maybe for the next not very long, right? They don't stick to their looks as much as Apple does or Samsung does, but they're going to stick with this look. This is a very, very beautiful looking phone. They're going to stick with this look for the next year or two. So it'll look the same, but it's going to have upgraded camera sensors. And boy, is this thing going to be badass. And like I said, I'm going to be getting me one. Now, that's not the only upgrade that the OnePlus 16 is going to see. Why did my... Boy, this live stream is something else. I'll tell you what. Now my mouse just went out. That's not the only upgrade you're going to see. The OnePlus 16 is going to have a 240 hertz refresh rate display. 240. Not the 165 that's on the OnePlus 15 right now. 240. That is insane. But probably going to get you with it's only going to be available on, you know, a short list of apps, which I really, really hope they not only expand that list of apps that the higher refresh rate will work on. I wish they would just make it available for the whole friggin' phone, right? Like, maybe they will at least expand that list of compatible applications that the 240 hertz refresh rate will work on, right? I mean, that would be wow. So if you have a OnePlus 15, or maybe you skipped it, right? Maybe you're like, I don't know, I'm gonna stay with the OnePlus 13 for another year. Or maybe you were considering getting the OnePlus 15 this year, but let's say you have an S25 Ultra. Now, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the S26 Ultra, or I might just stick with my phone for another year. You're gonna want to get the OnePlus 16. If all this is true, which it looks like it is, and trust me, OnePlus has heard all of the online chatter with it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that, or the cameras suck. They're gonna hit you with a phenomenal round 2, and if this phone has the upgrades that I think it's gonna have, it's gonna be a legendary device because it was close. This phone's close to being a classic. I'm getting my review together here this week. So the OnePlus 16 is surely going to add up to be maybe an all-time classic. We shall see. Now, did my mouse just go out again? I think I'm going to have to change the battery on this thing. Yeah, I don't know where it is. All right, so I got to do manual mode. So let's move on. Oh, and I did mention, didn't I? I have more case reviews. And if you do have a OnePlus 15, join our live stream tomorrow. I'm going to do a case giveaway tomorrow. And we'll do a giveaway today here once we get done with these next 2 stories. I'm not going to keep you for long. I know you got stuff to do on a Friday night like I do, but let's move on to Samsung. I mentioned the S25 Ultra, the upcoming S26 Ultra. Now we have a release date. And now we have our very first look at the very cool privacy display. What do they call it? Privacy display. What is this called? Privacy display feature. Hello. On the S26 Ultra. So I went ahead and downloaded what it looks like and how it works on the S26 Ultra. And let me show you exactly that. So let me remove this and let me show you what it looks like. Now this is very cool. And I think Samsung is trying to throw in, we went over the features they're going to add, I think on the last live stream in this S26 Ultra. They're trying to give you something a little extra, a little something to be excited about. This is definitely one of them. And I did get word today, no price increase. They're going to eat the costs, the rising costs of memory, which we're about to get into as well. But look at this privacy shade thing here I got. So how it's going to work. So it's basically, it's like it's like a screen protector, right? A privacy screen protector that you can buy on Amazon, but it's going to be built into the glass. So this is a screen recording right from One UI 8.5 stable build that's on the S26 Ultra. You're going to be able to prevent others from seeing what's on your screen. It says the privacy display makes the screen less visible when viewed from a side angle. You can turn it on when you read it or set conditions for turning it on automatically. So that's cool too. So every time I guess you can have it turn on automatically when on public Wi-Fi, right? That's the most logical thing. You're in a Starbucks, you're on public Wi-Fi. You're in an airport on public Wi-Fi. Do subways have public Wi-Fi? I live in South Texas. We don't have subways. But up in New York, Boston, in Europe, maybe they do have Wi-Fi. I know it'll be like routines. And this is going to be available in in the stock settings, but there's going to be extra settings you can download in GoodLock, I heard, for this new privacy display feature, where you can set like routines, right? If you leave your home Wi-Fi, whenever your phone disconnects from the home Wi-Fi, it'll automatically turn on. Very, very cool. Very neat feature. I cannot wait to get my hands on. And this shows what's new in One UI 8, and this is for the privacy display. This is a screenshot, right? Certain apps, so when you open your Bank of America app, it'll activate. When you open up a social media app, it'll activate. You can also turn it on and off through a PIN, pattern, and or password, and notification pop-ups. How cool is that? So if a notification it won't just be the whole display. It'll just be the notification that pops down or pops up on your screen. Just that notification. You can add the privacy shade to that notification only, so you still see the rest of your screen, but nobody can see what that special somebody's messaging you, right? You can imagine all different ways how cool this is. So very excited for this. I think this will be on most phones here in the next few years. I think Samsung's bringing it to reality, to fruition. But I don't know too much inside how it works, the X's and O's, the technology to Samsung. Did they patent this? Can they sell this technology to OnePlus to put it on their phones? Is it built into the OLED display? I think it's in the digitizer, meaning it's in the glass. So it'll be interesting to see what other phone and or phone manufacturer adds this to their flagship devices. But I know Samsung's probably going to hang on to this for a year or two before other phones get it. But I imagine most phones will have this here in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, right? Very cool. Oh, let me show you what it looks like. Check this out. So that's what it will look like when you have the S26 Ultra, and it'll only be on the Ultra. It's not going to be on the 26 or the 26 Plus, just the Ultra. And I don't know if you tilt it one way or another, does it just go like 90% black, or can you get it to be 100% black, right? Because from this angle, from this animation, it looks like it just is like a shade, but you can still see, you can still maneuver and see kind of what's on the screen. I want it to be blacked out, like, and maybe it will. I don't know. This is just a example I got online, but I would assume I would hope it would be all black. That's the whole point, right? Privacy shade. You don't want people to see. So should be very nice. Now we're gonna move on to iPhone, but let me read a couple of these comments. Damn, I never upgrade every year. I may have to get the OnePlus 16. That would be much leap forward. It is. And again, if they just build upon, if OnePlus just builds upon this phone, I'm telling you, if you don't have this phone, everything has a list of pros and cons, right? The list of pros of this device is just an enormous list of pros. Just the battery life alone and charging alone is a huge plus. And it's really, really close to being not necessarily a perfect phone, but it's very close to being a no-brainer, right? And sure, every phone has its little quirks or something they could do better. Well, it looks like OnePlus is going to hit that department of where they can do better next year. So if you're kind of on the fence with this one, I think next year is going to be a no-brainer, if that makes sense, right? I upgrade every year, and I might even do it twice this year. Yeah, I do too. I upgrade multiple times a year. Pro Max 17, I might look at the S26 Ultra. I think that will be a phone to take a look at. Absolutely not upgrading your S24 Ultra. That's a close to a classic phone as well. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a very nice phone. S27 Ultra is getting a complete redesign. They sure are. They sure are. Which Samsung doesn't want you to know. Samsung doesn't want you to know that, right? But they are. Give me a second. Sorry about that. They certainly are. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm gonna do. I did so yesterday. I put out a video. It wasn't that long. I don't think it was a few minutes, but of the I was visiting my dad at his house yesterday. His house overlooks the Quarry Golf Course in San Antonio. I took a bunch of pictures with the OnePlus 15 and the S25 Ultra, but yesterday I just put out the OnePlus 15 pictures. I'm going to compile a video this weekend and compare the two to show you how it compares against the S25 Ultra. But the OnePlus 15 definitely holds its own. Definitely holds its own. It's a cameras are I'm gonna say they're not a non-issue, right? But if you compare a OnePlus 15 and a Pixel, it's pretty close, right? I mean, it's if you really inspect it, Pixel will probably win, but it's to the point where I think it should be satisfactory for 9 out of 10 people, right? Apple's trolling us with the throttling of the refresh rate. Not true 120. Very intimating that it's yes. That's true, and actually, I need to do a video on that. Where is my iPhone? I'll probably do a short, right? Because I don't think you can dedicate that over 3 minutes to that. But yeah, I think I got it. I think mine goes up to like 82 hertz refresh rate when they say it's 120. It's not 120. It's like 82, 84, something like that. When I use my iPhone, I'm like, feels slow as molasses. Now maybe it's because I'm using a OnePlus 15. But the operating system just feels slow to me. And I know that's part of that has to do with the refresh rate, right? So speaking, thank you, sir. Stick around here in just a few minutes. Where am I at? 26 minutes. In just a few minutes, we're going to do a giveaway. So let me get to the iPhone. Thank you for bringing that up. So the cost, not only is the refresh rate slow on iPhones, right? I think that's going to continue. Nobody really talks about that, right? And Apple doesn't want you to talk about that. So not only are their refresh rate lying to you, the price is going to be lying to you as well. So the price is going to increase on Apple iPhones next year. Well, I guess technically this year. It's 2026. So for the upcoming, I remember how Apple's going to split the release. So no more iPhone 18, iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, iPhone 18 Plus. They did away with that. Apple this year is going to release the iPhone 18 Pro, 18 Pro Max, and 18 Fold, or Apple iPhone Fold, in September. And then this time next year, I believe in March, so maybe in like 15 months, then they're going to release the iPhone 18 and iPhone 18 Plus. They're splitting the release. But the cost of these devices are going to go up, because look how much they're paying for each CPU in each device. So the upcoming A20 and A20 Pro, the CPUs that are going to be the heart and the soul of the iPhone 18 series, got an enormous price increase. Apple's A20 chip is going to see an 80% cost increase. $280 per CPU. Now, I put a video out it was just after the iPhone 17 was released. It was like in October, right? Something like that. Where the cost of the A19 chip that's in the current iPhone 17 Pro Max was $190, right around there, right? Well, look at the cost of the next chip. So it's going to go up from $190 to $280. Now, that's not the only part that's going to see a price increase. I was shopping for a mini PC today, right? A small mini PC. And if you buy a bare bones unit, means like it just comes with a CPU and the PC, you have to buy the RAM, you have to buy the storage on the side or extra. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have priced or been shopping for RAM and or storage. Holy crap, has it increased? Holy crap, has it increased? I'm talking like by 100%. Like an SSD that I was looking at a few weeks ago that was like right around $100. It's now $220. RAM, right? I need a lot of RAM in my PCs. The RAM damn near doubled. So holy crap. Well, guess what? That's not just for me and you, the consumer. That's for manufacturers as well. So Apple buys their memory, let's just say from Samsung, right? Well, guess what? The prices are going to increase too. Now, they negotiate deals and stuff like that because Apple's a huge customer for Samsung. With, they sell like 90 million phones a year. So that's 90 million RAM chips that Samsung needs to supply. Of course, they negotiate those prices, but don't get it twisted. Those prices are going to skyrocket. Maybe not as much percentage-wise as you and I would see, but they're still increased significantly. So you see the RAM increase in price, you see the storage increase in price, and then their CPUs are going to increase in price. Now, Samsung can only hold off. I'm talking about the new S26. We're going back to that again. They're not going to increase the price. They're going to eat those costs this year. However, the next year is a different story. So for the S27 Ultra, the prices are going to increase. And you're going to see Apple raise the price on their new iPhone 18 series. How much? I don't know. Probably $100. Probably. What Apple does is typically Apple makes half of what they ask for the phone. So if the MSRP, let's just say an iPhone 17 Pro is $1,000, Apple typically profits half of that. So half of that $1,000, the $500 goes to parts, goes to suppliers, goes to manufacturing, making that iPhone. And the other $500, I'm just saying roughly, right around there, the other $500 goes in their pockets, right? So Samsung is willing to eat some of those costs to not increase the price on the S26 Ultra. And Apple this year will increase the prices on their iPhone 18. Now, how much, we don't know, right? Is Apple willing? And I don't think they know, quite honestly. I don't think they have a set figure they're dead set on. I think it can fluctuate. and we are still what, 8 months away, right? So a lot can change in those 8 months. Supply chain, and that's what's raising the prices. It's the supply chains, it's the memory. I saw a story today where next year for the Snapdragon 8 Elite, it would be Gen 6, right? So not for the S26 Ultra CPUs, but the S27 Ultra CPUs. There is so much of a shortage on RAM that only the flagship Android devices that are going to get the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 are going to have LPDDR6 RAM, and they're only making 16 gig variants. So you're not going to see any 12 gig variants. You're not going to see any 20 or 24 gig variants. It's only going to be 16 gigs because there's so much of a shortage in the RAM department. It's really killing everybody. And trust me, jump on Amazon, jump on Fry's, or wherever you go look at electronics. Go price some RAM. See how much a stick of a 16 gig stick of RAM costs. You're gonna be shocked. Maybe you've looked lately. Look, I haven't looked in maybe a month or two, about a couple months. I was shocked. I didn't know it was just going to skyrocket in literally days. Now, thankfully, I know I have some RAM. I know I have a stick of storage here. Thank God I do. I got 32 gigs and a 512 PCIe stick, so I'm not going to have to buy memory. Thank God. But wow, has that increased. It's sending shockwaves through the industry. So you're gonna see a price increase. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You would be. I get called out all the time for doing a long case reviews. Right? They say, oh, you made a 15-minute video and what you could have said in 5 minutes. True, I could have, but that's like everybody else. I don't want to do it that's why I don't have scripted videos. That's why I don't have all this extravagant production on my videos. It's just me. I don't have a team. So plus I don't want to have a channel like everybody else's channel, right? All these big tech YouTube channels are very scripted. It's very cut and dry. They have a whole team of editors that, it's very perfect. Do I try to be perfect? Yes, but I love cases. And look, here's the thing on case reviews. A lot of people overlook stuff like air pockets in the corners. That matters to me, all right? How it looks, how it feels, that matters to me. So sure, my case reviews might be a few minutes longer. I was watching one today, and I'm not going to say who it was, but I was watching a case review for this OnePlus 15, and it was about 5 minutes. And they just kind of overlooked a bunch of things and just kind of threw it on the phone. And hey, this is what it looks like, and the link's down below if you want to buy it. Like, what is that? That's. I think everybody's used to what they see on YouTube. And look, I'm not trying to make it any longer than it has to be. Right, but I want to give you a little extra, so appreciate that. Thank you, appreciate it very much. Now, how about thank you, sir? Yeah, there's my Pixel buddy right there. Yes, and Samsung, just like me. Always have a Pixel, always have a Samsung. Okay, let's do this giveaway so we can get on with our Friday nights. Let's see here. What do y'all want to do? You just want to do a normal giveaway? Let's do that. Let's just do a normal giveaway. Whoever wins, we'll do Amazon gift card, or I can do a Cash App. And then tomorrow we'll do the case giveaway. So if you have a OnePlus 15, I think I have it scheduled for tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. I'm going to give some of these cases away. Some of these are $20, $30 cases. And then I'll have cases for the S25 Ultra, if you have that. I have an S24 Ultra case I can give away. and then I have a lot of Pixel cases. So join me tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the case day. It's not just, I think the thumbnail says OnePlus 15 case giveaway. Come join me tomorrow. I'm going to give a lot of stuff away. So tomorrow will be a giveaway extravaganza. But let's run the giveaway now. The Cash App and/or Amazon gift card giveaway. Let me pull up StreamYard giveaway tool. And I got to get me a new mouse. This sucks. I don't know what happened to this damn thing. Oh, real quick, before we get out of here. Did everybody see the OnePlus Turbo? I teased that. I have a 20-second video. Let me show you what it looks like. So I was teasing this OnePlus Turbo. It's like their new gaming phone. It has a little less powerful CPU, but it has a 9,000 mAh battery. 9,000. Let me show you what this thing looks like. Check this out. Sorry about that. God, that was loud. So there's the OnePlus Turbo. I've heard it's going to be released internationally, or globally, should I say. No word on pricing. I'm assuming it's going to be around $600, maybe $600 to $700. If you're a gamer, I would buy that, but other than that, I'm not going to get it. But I think it has the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, which is the same CPU that the Nothing Phone 3 has, I believe, which is, I mean, it's a decent chip. I mean, performance wise, it's more geared towards AI, but it's got a 9,000 mAh battery. It definitely lasts you 3 days. And I'm not sure what cameras they have on there. But look, if they're marketing this to gamers, I doubt they really care what cameras they have in it, right? I think if you're kind of light gaming, but you still want a cheaper, meaning less expensive, newer OnePlus phone, maybe the OnePlus 15 is a little bit out of your price range. I personally, I would still get the OnePlus 15R over the OnePlus Turbo. Are they calling it OnePlus Turbo or OnePlus Turbo 6? Whatever, it has the turbo in the name. I would think the turbo would be a hair under the price of the 15R, because the 15R has a flagship CPU in it. But I'll look into that. Let's go ahead and do this giveaway. Let's see, which one is this? Oh, I gotta pull it up here. Okay, so let me choose the live. I'm just going to leave it blank. So it says leave blank if you want all users that comment to be entered. All right. I think they do. I think they do have, well, I take that back. I don't know. Let me be honest with you. I don't know. I haven't really taken a deep dive into that phone. I'll probably do that this weekend to see what looks cool and what doesn't, and is it going to be available. Speaking of when it's going to be available, so the official release date for the S26 series and/or Ultra is going to launch on February 25th. February 25th is the launch date for the S26 series, with sales starting in March. So what's 2 weeks after the 25th? Let's see. Let's go to February. February 25th is a Wednesday. And then usually 2 weeks after that. So they'll launch it on the 25th. You can do your pre-orders, right? On the 25th. And then 2 weeks after that, you can go walk into a Best Buy or a T-Mobile and physically purchase one. So launching on the 25th of February, and then 2 weeks after that would be March 11th, which is another Wednesday. So March 11th will be the day you can walk into a store and buy one. February 25th is the day you can actually pre-order one. One last note on Samsung before we end this live and do our giveaway. I have gotten word Samsung has officially canceled the S26 Edge. I knew it was up in air a few months ago. They're canceling it. A couple months ago, oh no, they're not. They're going to actually bring it back. And then last month, well, they're going to bring it back, but it's going to be on a extended release, meaning it's not going to be on the same release date as the other S26 series. It's going to be a month or two behind that. And then I got word today they're just canceling it altogether. So, sucks. I think it was the most underrated phone of 2025 is the S25 Edge. Again, I got better battery life on my S25 Edge than on my S25 Ultra. But it is what I was hoping they were going to come out with it. I was going to get the Edge and the Ultra, but now that they're not, I'll just be getting one. But just in case you were saving up or waiting for the Edge, that is no more. All right, y'all ready? Let's go ahead and do this. Nancy Guyot 6186. Congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, you've been a winner before. I should have your email, but email me eSIMstudios@gmail.com and I'll get you your Amazon gift card and or your Cash App to you here this evening. Congratulations to you. And if you did not win, join me tomorrow, because tomorrow you have a pretty darn good chance of getting an accessory for your phone. I got some iPhone cases, OnePlus 15 cases, Pixel cases, Samsung cases. I may even go through my closet and find some earbuds that I've never used, or there's a chance I have something. That's what I was looking for a minute ago, but I'll do that off screen. So join me tomorrow, 4 p.m., and we'll get everybody something. So appreciate the time. Hope everybody has a fun, eventful, and safe Friday evening. So we'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Appreciate all the kind words. Thank you for your time. You would love earbuds? Okay. I'll see what I can find. And tomorrow will be the giveaway day. Peace.